cast of Supernatural. I just wanted to remind you that the top tipper wins a 5-minute video meet and greet with Mark right after this panel, so make sure that your top supporter information is updated with your current email address. To find that, just under the Stage It screen, you'll see a little trophy icon. Next to that, you're going to see a green link that says complete your top supporter information. And if you'd like to tip, please click the green tip button on the bottom left-hand corner of your Stage It screen. All right, first up today is someone we were first introduced to in season 5, and he became Supernatural's longest running antagonist and occasional anti-hero. You can catch him now on DC's Doom Patrol. Please welcome accomplished musician and award-winning actor of the stage and screen, Mark Sheppard.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm down here in cloudy Atlanta. And it's nice to be back. Well, I can't see all you guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the chat alongside and pull some of the questions. Actually, I'm going to have Stephanie pull some of the questions for me. I got a first question up here. It says, question from Jennifer S. Hi there. I'd like to know how you spend your time during the pandemic, and did you learn a new hobby? Yeah, well, I've got 3 kids and there's an awful lot of things to do, so yeah, just basically trying to survive, I think, was the best thing, and try to keep everybody sequestered and safe and well. My middle child has a autoimmune disease, and my mother had a brush with cancer, so it was very important to keep us locked down. So yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of motorcycles and a lot of fun with that. I can actually get about and do things. Did I learn a new hobby though? No, I don't think I did. Maybe a little bit of patience was my new hobby at the time. It was a good question. Question from Holy Moly 77. What is your best off-screen memory from your time on Supernatural? Off-screen memory. Oh, well, that would have to be, and Stephanie will back this up. That would have to be my wedding. I'd been on the show for several years, and I met my wife, and we decided to get married, but it was like, who do you invite? So my wife and I came up with an idea, and I walked out onto the set one day and said, you're all invited. Anyone wants to come, please come. So we had a rather wonderful, massive turnout. So we had 160, 170 people. Rather fun wedding. And that was my favorite off-screen memory, because it sort of showed, you know, our connections throughout the years. 8 years together on a show. You know everybody. You know every driver, every painter, you know every accountant. It's like, and we were beautifully represented, and they all came on their Thanksgiving week off, all dressed in black tie and ball gowns, and it was a monumental occasion. I think Stephanie can definitely remember that one. Question from Nanny Berlintes. Hello, Mark. I'm Carol from Brazil. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot strange naming things in Brazil. You never know whether the name is the name or the maiden name mixed with another name. My question is, what is it like to give life to a character as different as Crowley? That's actually a brilliant question. It is fun. It's also a little bit of a burden. Many people wrote for Crowley. I think there's got to be at least 25 different writers have written for Crowley over the years, maybe more. I've got to count that one day. And they've all got a very slightly different view of him. And it was fun sort of taking all those ideas and all those stories and jokes and still trying to make it as Crowley as possible. So I guess that was the giving life of it. Not always necessarily what I said, but sort of more like how I said it. So it was a lot of fun to do. I like that. Question from Binks. Hi, Mark. My question is, would you prefer to play James Bond, a Bond or a Bond villain? Thank you. Well, what do you think? I actually have worked for the last couple of years with Timothy Dalton, who was James Bond. And it's so much more fun being a Mads Mikkelsen or something like that. So yes, I think definitely Bond villain. Although I hate the word Bond villain, although it's kind of a cliche. I always think of them as people with slightly different moral compasses. So much more exciting. My favorite, of course, is Goldfinger. So Rick Goldfinger. Question from Saliaka, I think so. Hello from Scotland. Oh, what's a piece of advice you have ever received and who gave it to you? I think it came from Ruth. I'll give you a piece of advice. Came from Ruth. It said, talk faster. Okay. Question from Alex324. Hello, Mark. I'm from Russia. My name is Marina. What role have you always dreamed of playing? I never tell that because you never know. I might end up doing it. I've enjoyed over the years kind of the same stuff you guys have enjoyed. It's become a sort of fun thing. If I like it, you guys tend to like it too, which I've been very lucky that way. So I like the idea of being surprised by whatever great writer comes up with next. Question from Daniela Plazier. Hello, Mark. Heyo, Mark. Sorry. What was the scariest stunt scene you ever had to play? Scariest. I'll tell you one of the scariest moments on Supernatural is when you remember the episode which has no one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture like the torture you'll be tortured with. There's a moment where Abaddon is over by the desk and I'm on the other side of the room, and Elena pulled the gun out of the drawer and the gun went off as she was lifting it up. So it's actually on one of the blooper reels. I think it's on the blooper reel for that year. And yeah, that was kind of interesting. See what else I've got here. Question from lots of X's and P's. Hello from Russia. I am Ira. And I want to ask you this question. What was the most difficult thing in your role? Making some of it make sense. I mean, as I said, there's so many different writers and very, very talented writers, but they all had different ideas of what happened. And I think the hardest thing about it was to take something that might be a writer's different opinion about the character and still make it work as Crowley. I think that was the hardest thing to do. Question from Anna the Gryffindor. Hello, Anna the Gryffindor. Hey, Mark, what is Crowley's go-to karaoke song? What is yours? I think karaoke is murder. I think it defies and destroys everything beautiful about music. Question from Joyce S. Hello, Mark. My name is Joyce. I'm from Brazil. There's a couple of you from Brazil here. If you give Crowley advice, what would it be? Don't trust the Winchesters. Possibly. I think that's probably what it is. Question from Scarlet44. Hello, Mark. Can you relate a story of any of your struggles which may inspire all of us to stay strong and fight in our tough times? Listen, I mean, 2020 has been a disaster for so many people. Horrendous year. I mean, we're all kicking along and we're expected to do conventions and all that fun stuff. And that's all, you know, what we were all planning to do. And then just, you know, the world got its ass kicked. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. It's through countless stupidity and selfishness and whatever, we've ended up in a situation where, you know, we're under more stress and more pressure than we've ever been under. And so if you're dealing with mental health issues, as I do, as members of my family do, 2020 didn't make it any better. Let's put it that way. So there are people who are suffering from you know, depression, anxiety, and all the rest of those things, all those fun things, that have never suffered from them before. I mean, there's people with no clinical depression history who last year just basically took them to the carpet. I mean, it's just been so difficult. And, you know, you add, you know, mortality and sickness and all the rest of it to it. And then just the stress of the world political climate and the stress of just not knowing what's going to happen next. Yeah, it's kind of scary. I'm 31 years sober, which is kind of amazing, because if there was ever a year I'd want to drink or shoot heroin, it would have been last year, but I don't. I've been very lucky and very grateful in that way. But yeah, it's you gotta hang in, talk to your friends, you know, touch is difficult, so reaching out is everything. So talk to your friends, and no secrets, guys. That's the trick to this. If you're stuffing your secrets away, it can get you into a lot of trouble. You know, I've been lucky enough with the cameos and the interactions that I've done during the pandemic. There's been people reaching out with questions and putting some stuff out there that's a little scary. And, you know, I feel with a little love and a little kindness, we can help those around us. That's the thing about Supernatural Family. I mean, that's what it's absolutely about. You know, we don't leave anybody behind. We do the best we can. We do the best we can to help. And I mean, creation conventions for years, you'll see so many, you know, fan videos and moments, and people talking about moments where they've connected with other people. It's not just connecting with us, the actors, but connecting with each other. And so a sense of family, a sense of togetherness is a fantastic thing. And, you know, if you are alone, I urge you to get onto some sort of supernatural forum or chat, because you will make friends and you will keep friends. And it's a lot easier to do it that way than doing it on your own. I'm seeing what I got here. My name is Joyce. I'm from Brazil. Hi, Joyce. If you could give Crowley advice, oh no, I did that one, didn't I? Of course. Sorry, my apologies there. Question from Erin. Hi, my question is, if you could create your own show or movie, what would it be about? Well, that's easy. Me. Question from Moose Swoo's Art. Hey, Mark, if you could relive, I think you mean relive. Oh, yeah, relive. Or maybe I could read it better. Any moment from your life, what would it be and why? I wouldn't want to relive any moment of my life. My life is it's a wonderful thing. It has its ups and downs. I'm very glad that I remember it as it is. I'm more interested in what comes next. Question from Cole B87 or BB7? No, B87. We miss you, Mark. Which episode were you the most excited to do for your character's story? Well, that would be the end of season 8. That would be the consuming of human blood through the neck. And it was just an amazing fun piece of television to make. We were all in it together, and we all cast and crew fought our way through that and got that to be one of the best things we've ever done. I just loved it. Question from Frida. Hello, how are you? My question, your son Max appeared in Supernatural. How is it working with him? It was fun working with him. I don't think that's something he's going to pursue. He's actually playing a lot of jazz piano right now, which is really cool. So, but yeah, it was fun. I mean, he was treated so well. You know, as a person that usually comes in, doesn't have any lines, doesn't usually get to go to the hair and makeup trailer and be dressed by costumes and given a chair and all that fun stuff. But he had a great time doing it. He looked cute too, so it was good. Question from Sandian. My name is Sandy. Oh, Sandy. I'm looking at your handle rather than your name, which makes it much more complicated. Which role have you played that you love the most? It's hard to say. There's a lot. As I said, there's a lot of roles that I've enjoyed, and it tends to be the ones you guys like are the ones I like too, which is kind of cool. I've been very lucky that way. You should check out DC's Doom Patrol, which is actually on HBO, which is great. So we're now on HBO, which is a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, watch the first 2 seasons. You're going to love it. Remember, a town disappears up the butt of a donkey at some point, so it's kind of fun. Question from Ariana from Wisconsin. What is the one thing you wish you got to do as Crowley that never made it to the show script? Well, there was a line that I had at the end that never made it in. And so we made a t-shirt out of that and raised a lot of money for charity. That's a polite answer. Question from Nadine. Hey, Mark, my name is Nadine. I'm from Michigan. I was wearing a Detroit shirt yesterday. It's kind of funny. Where were you when you got the role of Crowley? Where was I when I got the role of Crowley? I was in Los Angeles. At Warner Brothers, I think. Interesting. It's not really kind of a where were you when JFK was shot kind of question, but and that's the other thing. Getting the role of Crowley is one thing, but Crowley was a guest star shot. There was nothing written beyond the first episode. And, you know, that turned into 71 or whatever it is episodes, which is insane. Question from Chris. I would like to know if you have any tips for someone who wants to start playing drums. Yes, play drums. Sticks are always useful. Don't always have to have drums, but sticks are always useful, and a practice pad and a book of rudiments. And if you're having trouble, go find a drum teacher. Question from Anais Winchester. Hey, I'd like to know if Crowley could have spent $1 million, what would he buy? Love from France. $1 million? Lunch. Question from the Fluffy Burrito. Hi, my name is Sammy. Sammy the Fluffy Burrito. What Harry Potter house are you in? Not telling. You'll have to guess. Ooh, they're typing like crazy here. Silencer, hi, my name is Kate. I'm from Ukraine. My question is, what did you like the most in Crowley's character development? Well, I love the fact that he was the smartest character on the show, as well as the best looking and the coolest. That was the most fun about playing him. Hello, Mark. My name is I'm Brazilian. I love you. I love you so much. I love how Brazilian people always tell us that they love us, and that makes me very happy. My question is, what did you most admire about your character? Admire his persistence. I'm pretty sure his persistence was a good trait. The Sarcasm Princess. Hi. Cass from Florida. What's something that you can't get mad at your kids about because they get it from you? Logical argument, I think. I don't know. My kids make me laugh. Also swearing. There's nothing funnier than having your 4 or 5-year-old daughter swearing perfectly and precisely at you in the manner that they've unfortunately heard you do in the first place. UK guy Dalla, originally from Margate, Kent, UK, but live in Dallas. Oh, I get you. That's why UK guy Dallas is what it probably was. Have you ever filmed in the Dallas area? No, but I've been to the Dallas area a lot. I was in Dallas last week, the week before last, on my way to Atlanta. I drove all the way from Los Angeles to Atlanta, 3 days. And some Supernatural family kept me company on a cameo chat. It was kind of fun. The question from Xiu. I'm from Ukraine. What advice would you give to teenagers choosing a future profession now? I'm 56 years old. How would I know what to tell a teen? Oh, well, I guess I've got one of them as a teenager. You know, look, there's 2 types of jobs, I think. There's the jobs that are fun and that are fun to do, and that's a great thing to have, and that's a particular type of job. And there's the jobs that you do so you can have fun, and those are good too. So you just got to decide what's the best way to go. Question from Zlata. I'm from Russia, and we all know that Sam is a moose, Dean is a squirrel, and what kind of animal will Crowley be? Well, you've got to remember that moose and squirrel is from Rocky and Bullwinkle. And so, unfortunately, Crowley doesn't get to be an animal. He gets to be Boris. And therefore, Ruth gets to be Natasha. Question from Matty from Atlanta. Oh, hi. Wherever you are. I'm downtown right now. What's the hardest scene you've ever filmed? I think, as I said, the end of season 8 was pretty extraordinary. But it was so much fun to do it, although it was hard. But I think the actual hardest scene we ever filmed was the one where Jensen couldn't get the line out of "I'd rather be slapped in the face." Slapped in the face during sex by a girl in a Zorro mask, and I think we went to about 40 takes of that. That was the hardest one to shoot. Hey Masha, I would like to know if there's such a moment in your life that you would experience again. No. I remember them. Memory is a beautiful thing. It's a great way to learn and remember and enjoy. were so many wonderful moments in my life, but I'm looking forward to those that are coming. Question from Sam Winchester's hair. Hey Mark, the name's Ollie. Hi Ollie. What's a strange food combination most people find unappetizing that you actually enjoy? Vegemite chocolate. There's lots of wonderful pairings. I thought cheese and chocolate was weird until you taste it. It's really good. You know, strawberries and pepper. But weird food combinations? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Question from Krista2780. What is your favorite nickname that Crowley ever gave another character? Well, that's a great question. Got to remember that when I came into the show, it was the end of Kripke's run, and Sarah Campbell took over the show, and the writers under Sarah just used to come up with all these different nasty epithets to call like Gigantor and Mop-Headed Lumberjack and all that fun stuff. And then bizarrely, we had this moment where I asked the question of Dean, where's your moose? And it was just so offhand that it kind of worked perfectly. He's like, oh, he won't, he's not here, or he's got to do this or whatever. Where's your moose stuck? And then when you have moose, you have to have squirrel. And then when you have, my favorite one ever would have been when I had the date with Sheriff Mills, and she doesn't know I'm Crowley, and my phone rings. Now, when you're doing a TV show, the phone isn't actually going to ring. Somebody's going to say, actually, it was Robin, and she'd go, ring, ring. And so I pick up the phone nonchalantly, and I thought it was really clever. I said, this is the king or something, smarty pants. And after we finished that, and that was Dean calling me. And after we finished that, I didn't see it until we get to post-production. They've inserted a shot of the screen of the phone. The first thing that they changed was they changed my ringtone to Baby Got Back, which I thought was hysterical, which I didn't hear it on the day. It was put in post. So it was rather funny. And the second thing is the screen showed up as Not Moose, which I thought was the most brilliant thing ever. And that's my favorite one. What's my favorite nickname that Crowley ever gave another character? No idea. There's lots of those. I mean, Moose is funny because he's ridiculously strong upper body and spindly legs, so he's kind of like a moose. Question from Dasha. Oh, hello, Mark from Belarus. If you could be filming in one of the legendary films, what film would it be and what role? Again, we'll see. My first film wasn't too bad, let's put it that way. Question from Paula from DC. I loved you as Badger in Firefly. Do you keep in contact with any of that cast? Well, Alan, of course, I see often. During conventions, doing large conventions, I see more of those casts. So I bump into everybody every now and then, but not as much as I should, so we put it that way. But we're kind of linked. Question from Velvet. I want to ask, who is your hero and why? I have many heroes for many different reasons, but I don't just have a singular hero, but there are lots of wonderful people in the world and in history that I admire and look up to and do my best to emulate. Question from Ashley. How would Mark survive in the supernatural world? Well, I look just like Crowley, so I'll probably get away with it. Question from Angel from Massachusetts. I was lucky enough to meet you once and get a photo. My question is, do you miss meeting fans? Absolutely. I think this is the hardest thing. I mean, creation have been doing this job for years. And, even though the larger shows, the fight is always to try to get contact. That's the idea. And that's the hardest thing to do when you're dealing with, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. It becomes very, very difficult to create connection and contact. And that is what changes it. I find the online stuff to be a tad lacking in that ability, but we are doing our best. There's no other way to do this right now. And, we look at this as some contact is better than no contact at all. So I do prefer seeing your face and actually having a dialogue and having a live person to play with. I mean, if you've ever been to one of my guest talks, you know, I just sort of walk around and ask questions and play with people and do stuff. So yes, it requires an organic component. We are doing the best that we can, and when it gets a little safer, we shall return to a slightly updated business as usual. Question from Marusha or Marushka, I'm not sure, and I'm from the Netherlands. What is something you learned from your character? What did I learn from my character? I have no idea. I actually have no. It's a great question. I'm going to think about it. If I think about it and remember it. Question from Polina from Russia. What can you say about Rowena as a mother? Well, I wouldn't know because she's not my mother. She's Fergus's mother. Work that one out. Question from Ksenia from Russia. Were there times when you were unable to film a scene on the spot because of laughter? Absolutely. As I just mentioned earlier, the sorrow mask sequence we couldn't do. We've cracked up in giggles. I mean, they tried to keep the four of us from doing big scenes together to a minimum, shall we say, because we get bored and act out. But it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, and it was a real fun place to work. You work hard, you laugh hard, you know. Question from Ira from Moscow. Or Moskva. Do you like to travel? Do I like to travel? What was the funniest incident during the trip? I wasn't in the trip. That was Steve Coogan. Question from Liz Black. Hello from Russia. My name is Margot. How are you then, Liz Black? I'm not going to mind not to reason why. What was the moment when you understood that you wanted to be an actor? Funny, it never really worked out like that because I was, as a musician, I did a play and I won a bunch of awards for it, and it was a really good experience. But I was being interviewed, I think, for the LA Times, and I've got the piece on my wall. It says, well, I'm not an actor, I'm a musician, my dad's an actor. So I kind of denied it for a very long time. So I don't know that I've ever wanted to be an actor, but the telling of stories is my favorite thing. So yes, thanks to you guys, I'm an actor. Question from T from Germany. Whose character's chemistry with Crowley was your favorite? I don't know. It's an odd thing. I mean, there was the Dean thing was a sort of weird bromance. The Sam thing was always antagonism, which was kind of interesting to do. And what's really funny is if you look back at all of the photographs that when we would do press for the year, etc., etc., etc. I spent an awful lot of time with Misha, and I think we probably actually had the closest relationship. But you know, certainly for me, of the other three. And I think the relationship with Castiel was kind of interesting. It was a very interesting thing. I always wondered why he never learned anything in all those years. Question from Elena Poz. Hello, nice to see you. Well, nice to see you too. If Crowley was telling a bedtime story, what would it be about? Murder. Question from Natasha Romanoff. How did you get into music and drums? Well, my dad lived with a lady whose son was a drummer, is the quickest way of telling you this. And he had a drum kit and he was playing, and I looked up to him. He was a few years older than me. And I looked up to him, and yeah, so I wanted to copy what he did. He ended up being the drummer in Madness, and I ended up playing with other different bands at that time. But I've always loved music, telling of stories. Question from Beard of Jared. Beard of Jared. Hey Mark, my name is Alexandra. I'm Russian. Question: what funny moments from the shooting of Supernatural do you remember? All of them. Question from Natalie 1127. Hi Mark, love you. Question is, how do you think it would go if Canton Delaware? No. We don't cross the streams. You never cross the streams. You can't take the same person and all their characters and have them meet each other. They're just like, that's insane. Question from Anya from Ukraine, and my question is, which song do you associate yourself with or Crowley with? I think everybody associates Crowley with Mr. Crowley, thanks to Rob, I guess, and Loudon Swain, which always makes me laugh. Especially the different versions that they did over the years. The a cappella version was good. We had a reggae version. We had all sorts of versions. But myself, I don't know. Question from Lada: what's your favorite flavor of chips? What is my favorite? Oh, there's a. I think there's a Tim's pickle chips, which is really good. It's got that sort of dill pickle flavor, like pickle juice flavor, which is really good. I like lots of good chips. Question from Dilhan from Turkey. Is that Dilhan? Yeah, Dilhan from Turkey. What? First of all, I love you so much, and my question is, what kind of roles would you like to play in the future? All of them. I mean, that would be the ones I would like to do. Question from Yura from Russia, and I've been interested in your work for a long time. Do you like fan art? I'm actually always astonished by fan art. I love people's bravery and their, you know, it's a love thing. Let's put it that way. When people express themselves towards you for something that you've done, or they appreciate something you've done, or you've raised a feeling in them and they create something, I think it's just fantastic. So yes, I do. I mean, I've been inundated with fan art for years, but some of it's rather magical, and some of it's just plain lovely. But I appreciate all of it. Question from Ever PM. You are so cool playing a character with slightly different moral compass. Thank you. Do you think Crowley has the worst moral compass? No. There's no such thing as a worse moral compass. That's just a matter of opinion. Question from Hunter Life SPN. Hi, my name is Victoria from Brazil. My question is, what's your favorite family activity? I think dinner. My family dinner is a good thing. So occasions, guests, but dinner, that's my favorite activity. I love doing lots of things with my family, fun. But like we'll have a night where we'll make sushi for us all. It's kind of fun. Question from Oksana. Hello, Mark. Did you laugh when you read the script of Doom Patrol and saw you were going to make deals again? I don't know if I made deals. Lots of love from France. You need to read Doom Patrol. You need to watch Doom Patrol. I don't know if I made deals. Question from Sabina, and I'm from Kazakhstan. My question, did you immediately agree to the role of Crowley? Absolutely. I actually auditioned for the role of Crowley. So I auditioned for it, and then they said, you got it. And then suddenly it's 8 years later. Kind of fun. Question from Adele from Ukraine. My name is Sveta. Hi, Sveta. Did you expect this ending for Crowley? Well, yeah, I read it before I did it. If you could change it, what would it be? I don't know. I'd probably change everything I did in seasons 11 and 12. Question from Carol Brazil. My question is, what nickname would Crowley give Jack? Well, Crowley doesn't know Jack, so I don't think he'd give him a nickname. Question from Julia Smith. Hi, Mark. My name is Liza. I'm from St. Petersburg. How would you describe the SPN show in 5 words? Say hello, guys, please. Love you so much. Every time anybody says 5 words, I immediately go to baby in a trench coat, which I just think is funny. But that was Misha's fault. Question from Aimless22. Hello from Connecticut. How much fun were the Nerd HQ panels? They were exceptionally fun. If you guys haven't seen the Nerd HQ panels, look up on YouTube or wherever you're supposed to go find them. But we'd been doing 2 days of solid press at San Diego Comic-Con. So the first day, Misha and I would go and bang through most of the press for the year, and then the boys would come in the next day and we do Hall H. And then to go and do Nerd HQ was just, it was kind of like uncorking the bottle. It was the relief. It was the, we had things we were supposed to do, and then Nerd HQ was just us messing around. I love those panels. Those panels were so much fun. Ekaterina from Finland, and my question is, who would be Crowley's best friend from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? No idea. Question from Masalada. Hi, Mark. What do you think Crowley and Do you think Crowley and you would get along? Well, I think we've got some similarities. We talk about how we look. Question, Mary V. Hello, Mark. My name is Mary. I'm from Russia. My question is, what advice would you give to newbies to the fandom? Watch the show. Even though I can't keep a straight face to that. And yes, join forums, sign up for panels, go to conventions. You will enjoy and meet wonderful friends, and you'll have them for a very long time. Question from Diana from Slovenia. So I was wondering if there's a quote or a motto that you live by. Yes, and it's no. Hi, Mark. I'm Anna. You were iconic acting as Crowley. What was the best scene you had with your character? I still think the end of season 8 is probably the deepest we went with Crowley, and just the whole canon of who and what he is, and how he evolved. I think the end of season 8 was really good. Hi, Mark. My name is Marina, and my question is, what helps you move on when you feel yourself down? Lots of love from Russia. What helps you move on when you feel down? Actions taken in loving service. So when I do something, if I'm feeling down and I do something of loving service to somebody else, to the world, to the universe, it tends to change the way I feel a little. Not always, but it's better. It's not what comes to me. It's what I try to put out. It's not what it's not natural for me. It doesn't always feel natural to me, but when I do, my life is wonderful. Hi, my name is Maria. What is your favorite color? Red. Hence the Ducatis, Manchester United, all the rest of that fun stuff. Hi, Mark. I'm Sophia from Russia. If you could change anything in Crowley's life, what would you change? I wouldn't. Crowley exists and existed in that world and that position, and it is what it is. I wouldn't change anything. Hi, Mark. My name is Pania, and I'm from Iran. It's Pania, right? Pania and I'm from Iran. You have many fans here. Yes, we do. Who's your favorite villain from the show? I don't know that I ever look at people as villains. There's lots of wonderful characters. It's just there are so many really, really good characters that the ones that aren't as interesting kind of pale, but there's so many to choose from. There's, I like it when Rob played Chuck as the writer that whatever he wrote, he thought he was God. I loved that. I loved Julian Richings as Death. I liked Billy. I love Lucifer. I mean, Lucifer was great, but there's just so much. There were so many. It's very hard to pick a bad guy. There's so many. Go back to Yellow-Eyed Demons and all sorts of fun stuff. But I think I've enjoyed so many of them. It's hard to pick out a single one. The Great British Moose, evening from England. I'm Mo. I admire you greatly. My question is, what advice do you have for aspiring actors and actresses? Act. I don't know how to give advice over that. I mean, I'm lucky enough to do a job that I love doing. I get paid for it. It's amazing. But do it. You just have to do it. And you've got to find a way of supporting yourself through trying to do it. And yes, don't let anybody mystify it for you. Caroline Cayley, hello from Russia. Mark, who is more interesting for you to play, antagonists or protagonists? It depends. It really does depend. I'm not trying to be smart, but it really does depend on the story. It really does depend on the story. Story is everything. Isabel de Spirito, what would Crowley do in this quarantine? Same as he always does. I am Valeria from Mexico. What is your process to get in character for Crowley? Well, I try to murder as many people as I possibly can before I get to set. Sign a few deals. What's my process to get into character? I mean, I wore that coat I think when you put the clothes on, it sort of does it for you. It's kind of cool. I think the tie was the moment. Having the tie was the best part. Question from Paolako. Hi, Mark. there any characters Crowley didn't interact with that you wished he could have? Yeah, there's a good few. I didn't get to play with Death. There are a few, but yet again, it's like I was in like more than half of the show, so it was kind of cool. What traits of your personality did you channel to help bring Crowley to life? Yeah, my true sense of murder. Question from Katya from Russia. My question is, if Crowley had a Twitter account, what would his tweets be about? Probably him. Question from Marissa P. Hi, Mark. What was the happiest moment in your life apart from the birth of your children and wedding? So you're telling me what the happiest moment in my life was? Love from Germany. Yes, well, you already answered your own questions. Sasha Hritsenko. Hi, I'm Sasha. If you could invite any person in history to dinner, who would you choose and why? Depends on the day, doesn't it? Also depends on what you're eating, because it wouldn't be good to, bring Gandhi to a Sunday roast. So you really got to think it out. I mean, you got to choose dessert. I mean, it's all down to who gets on with who. Very difficult. Question from Burchak. Yeah, Burchak. There you go. Not sure. Hi, Mark. Can you tell us about fighting bad habits? Lots of love from Turkey. Fighting bad habits. Yeah, hang out with like-minded souls. I got sober in AA, so bad habits I was fighting. I hung out with a bunch of people who'd also fought those bad habits. That's the way I did it. Irina Vladi. Hi, Mark. Did Crowley want to take the Impala away from Dean? No. He wouldn't drive an Impala. It's very low class. Hi, Mark. I'm Ksenia, and I have one question to you. Can you tell me the biggest plus and minus of being the king of hell? The paperwork is the biggest minus, I think. I mean, the plus is the adoration and the love, but the paperwork is definitely the other part of it. Hello, Mark. I'm Giovanni from Brazil. SPN changed my life. Well, would the Winchesters be able to destroy the pandemic? No. But they could find somebody who could. Hi, Mark. I'm Simona from Italy. My question is, do you like Italian food? Of course I like Italian food. If yes, what's your favorite? Much love from Italy. I don't know where you're from in Italy, because there's as much varied Italian food in Italy as there are people. I like Tuscan grilled meat generally, but there's incredible food from Sicily to up north. But yes, I love Italian food. I mean, good Italian food, authentic Italian food is the best. Hi, Mark. I'm Barbara from Brazil, and I loved you in White Collar. Would you go back for a rerun? Well, I can't. I'm dead. So there you go. Kimmy126. Who's my favorite drummer? Charlie Watts. Always was. I got lots of great drummers that I truly admire and love, and some of which I know, but Charlie Watts is definitely my favorite drummer. Hi, I'm Kate. Much love from Ukraine. What do you think about a reboot of Leverage? Are you going to appear in there as Sterling? No, I'm not. They didn't invite me, so there you go. So they missed an opportunity there. What else we got? Hello, we are Vika and Veronica. Can you tell us about your first day on the stage? See, when you say stage here, I think about stages in shooting stages. My first day on stage, I guess my first real, I was doing a play. We were doing a dress rehearsal for this play I was doing, which became a very big deal. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. It wasn't great. And director Billy Hayes, who wrote and was the protagonist in Midnight Express, was like, so when are we going to do this? He challenged me to do it. And that night was my first real performance. And it was so infectious having done that that way. It's kind of like finding out you can fly. Hi, Mark. Do you think, is this from Catherine Feldman? Hi, Mark. Do you think Chuck wrote Crowley's death? No. Chuck's a much better writer. Hi, Mark. My question is, how do you think your life would be without Supernatural? Very, very different. I mean, you look at my life. If you think of, almost a decade of my life connected to all these people and meeting my wife and even down to knowing these lovely people of creation. I mean, my life would not be the same. I wouldn't be doing this in the same way. But I'm just very grateful for it. That's the best way to think about it. Hello, I am Nazrin. You're very cool. My question is, how do you motivate yourself in difficult moments? Very easy. If the monster behind you is bigger than the monster in front of you, you walk forwards. If the monster in front of you is bigger than the monster behind you, you tend to walk backwards. Hi from Ukraine. I'm Leah. Love you so much. What's your favorite book? I think I have a lot of favorite books, but one that pops up a lot is The Little Prince. Don't know why, it just sort of has resonated with me when I was younger, and I'm rereading it over the years. It's good. Hi, Mark. My name is Laura, and I'm from Switzerland. What's your favorite scene with Crowley and Rowena? I always like the bus station scene. There was a lot of great scenes with Ruth. Ruth's fabulous to work with. But I think the bus station scene was my favorite just because of the imagery. But there was a lot of fun stuff with her. I am Flavia from Brazil. How was it to participate in Doctor Who? It was kind of cool. Yes, it was amazing to do. It was such a lovely group of people. I got the Super Who part down. We never got around to the Sherlock part. But Barbara Collins, hi from Russia. Is there something that you associate with Crowley but wasn't in the show? Yes. But that's for me to know when you find out. Liz Black, what is your favorite Crowley line? Oh, I already asked my question. What's your favorite Crowley line? There's so many. There's a wonderful member of the Supernatural family who, on my last creation live gig, which I think was San Francisco, had passed out, and they'd all arranged and passed out paddles with my lines on them, and they all put them up to show me some of, like, maybe 70 or 80 of their favorite lines. And there was just some wonderful stuff that was written, some great things to say. And it was interesting walking around it and looking at it and seeing just all of the things and remembering the context of those lines, which is so much fun. There's a lot of it. So my favorite probably is Where's Your Moose? But because that started it all, really. Hi, Mark. My name is Thalia. I'm from Brazil. My question is, how do you think your character would be received by the fans? I wasn't particularly concerned about that. I was very surprised that my character was received so well. But as I said, I only came to do one episode. I was booked to do one episode. And 8 years later, I was still there. Question from Diana 15. Hi from Ukraine. What's your favorite movie? So many. There's so many great movies, and I mean, I have pretty good taste in film, but there are so many of my favorite movies. Mon Oncle, which is pretty amazing. Jacques Tati film from the 50s. Hi, my name is Karina. Do you remember your first audition? What was it like? Love from Vienna. First audition. Yes, I do. It was good. I don't think I have enough time to tell those stories. And my name is Grace, and my question is, if you were to make a demon deal yourself, what would it be for? Well, I wouldn't. And how do you know I haven't made one already? Question from Camille Silva. Hi, Mark. All of the changes in Crowley over the years, which one did you like the most? The changes in Crowley. I see what you mean. Yeah, I thought it was good. As I said, I thought it was good until we got into 11, and then 11 was kind of, it became a bit superfluous, and by 12 it was kind of pointless. So it was just it sort of petered out. It ran its course. Hi, my name is Sophia from Ukraine. How can you describe the atmosphere on the set of Supernatural? Fun, hard work, but lots of love. I mean, lots and lots and lots of love. It's good people, you know, really good people. People, we all know each other and we all interacted with each other, and it was a big labor of love. Hi, I'm Anastasia, sorry. Russian fandom often associates Crowley with Snickers bars. What snack do you think Crowley would like the most? I don't think he was that excited by food. Can't think. Now you see that? Now you're starting to get into sort of weird fan fiction. I know it would be bacon fries or scampi fries from England. Hi, my name is Lisa. My question is: if Crowley had lived, would he have been able to find love? Oh, well, that's a beautiful question. Hi, Lisa. That's a lovely question, and that would be the perfect way to. That's a hanging question. That's brilliant. That's all it is. My question is: if Crowley had lived, would he have been able to find love? And you should just sew that onto a bit of embroidery. Kind of lovely. Can't answer it. Hello, Mark. I'm Yana from Ukraine. Do you have any difficulties in the acting profession? Doubts in yourself? Want to change profession? Yes, all the time. It depends. But yes, everybody has doubts. We're human beings. But it has brought me much joy. How are we doing for time? Hi, my name is Victoria. What's your favourite moment in Supernatural when you play Crowley? At the end of season 8, Victoria. Hi again. It's my second question for you. What's your favourite season and why? Season 8, because I think it was like a perfect storm. The end of season 8 was a fantastic thing. It was we got to shoot in sequence, which you never get to do. And it was 2-3 days in that church, and we were as one. The whole unit, the cast, the crew, everybody was part of making that work, and it was just the most extraordinary experience. And it was, I think it was the best stuff we ever did together. So I think that was the best and the ultimate example of what Supernatural really is. So what's going on? We've got another one there. Hi, Mark. I'm Tony. Tori. Sorry, my apologies, Tori. Love you so much. What's your favorite Marvel film and favorite Avenger? Don't have one. Hey, Mark. I'm Blaze. What's the funniest thing that happened at your panels? Yeah, there's a long answer to that. There's so many funny things that happened at the panels. It is wonderful stuff. It's all the people dressed as Castiel that I get to abuse. I think that's wonderful. But just so many good things. It is sort of flooding into my brain right now. All the crazy questions I've been asked. And it's just so much fun. I'm grateful for all of it. Hi, Mark. Love from Indonesia. I want to ask you, do you think Crowley is a dog or a cat person? No, he'll eat either. Hi, Mark. I'm Gina from Germany. Did you ever take something from the set of SPN? No, nor did they give me anything from the set of SPN. But I had my original tie and my original coat. And my wife actually got me a gift of a mock-up of the set of Hell, which is rather lovely. Yaz Kancelarich or Cancelaric. Hi, Mark. What moment in your life that if it happened differently, your life would be different now? What moment in my life, if it had happened differently, your life would be different? What? Any of them. Argentina loves you. Sure you do. But what a question. What's a moment in your life that if it happened differently, your life would be different now? Wow. That's like no one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture they're tortured to be tortured with. Hi, Mark. I'm Emily. Do you like Star Wars? Of course I do. And also, how do you think Crowley would fit in the Star Wars universe? He wouldn't. Steph, are you typing like crazy? Just answered yes. Hi, Mark. My name is Irina. I'm from Russia. How do you usually spend your free time? Sleeping, smoking cigars, sleeping, time with my family, trying to hide from my family, all sorts of fun things. But I ride motorcycles a lot. I'm lucky enough to be a Ducati ambassador and Dainese and AGV ambassador. So lots of fast motorcycles. I have fun. Rhiannon WS, do you find it difficult to work with people who are doing horrible fake accents? Absolutely. It is seriously the worst. Yes, beyond all belief, it is the most painful thing. And I've done some bad accents in my time too. Camille Silva, question. If Crowley didn't want the throne as much as it seems, as he said, what's the reason for him to fight so hard to command? Well, you kind of have to work that out for yourself. That's the whole point. I think the analogy was some sort of assumption that I didn't want to be there, and that was sort of sewn backwards into the character. But I did. But that's the dichotomy of life, I guess. Hi, Mark. My name is Paulina, and I'm from Ukraine. My question is, what countries you like the most? Whatever country you're in. No. There's lots of wonderful countries. I've been. Countries are geography, but the people are the most interesting thing. And we've been treated so beautifully around the world by so many people that I have lots and lots of favorites. But I mean, obviously, I have a soft spot for England and a soft spot for Australia, where my families are, and Ireland. But yeah, I pretty much, it's the people. It's the people, not the country. Hi, Mark. I'm Yana Fevska. What music do you like? Lots. Last question. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, well, yes, we have been going. Hi, Mark. This is Felix from the US. If you could change Crowley's costume to something other than his suit, what would it be? Why would I change it? And why would I change it now? It was like you want me to write fan fiction or something. It's crazy. Listen, I want to say thank you to all of you. I know this has been an extraordinary, difficult 12 months, and we do miss that connection. I want to thank Adam and Gary and Stephanie and everybody at Creation for putting this together, for keeping us going through this difficult time and trying to find the best possible format for us to get the most contact that we can. And very grateful to them, and always will be grateful to them. But yes, and you guys, you must be careful. You must take care of yourselves. Love each other. Be nice to each other. The world has been a very, very strange place in the last 12 months. So hang tight, and hopefully we get to return pretty soon to coming back to your countries, to for you coming to our conventions. So my love to you guys. Please stay safe and well. Wash your hands, wear a mask, all that good stuff. Hope your families are safe. Do whatever you need to do to keep it that way. So, yeah, lots and lots of love. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you. Without you guys, there would be no Supernatural. So love to you. Love to the Supernatural family. Thank you so much for your time. Lots of love. Bye.
And Mark, we're sending lots of love right back to you. We miss you. We miss your energy. And thank you so much for being here in our virtual world today. All right, guys, tipping is now done. And we're going to bring you the results in just a few moments. But first, make sure you're signed up on our email list for all of our updates through our website, creationent.com. And also follow us on social media at creationent on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you guys once again for being with us in our virtual world. And we've got so much more coming up. And thank you for participating in these experiences with us. But as much fun as these are, there's nothing like being together in person, which we hope to do really soon. Okay, our winner is Samantha Comio, Samantha Comio, you're our winner. Congratulations. You won the 5-minute one-on-one video meet and greet with Mark. That's going to be happening in just a few minutes. So make sure that you check your inbox for the link that we're going to send you. And just in case, hang out in this chat so we can reach you in case you have an issue getting the link. All right, Mark's got his one-on-ones coming up as well as his meet and greet. So make sure that you click the links that we sent you in your email. And we've got more coming up today with the one and only Misha Collins. And of course, tomorrow we've got the one and only Jared and Jensen. See you soon.